Not everyone is comfortable with being videotaped, so it'll be on a case-by-case basis. I'm also going to start doing audio interviews, and I hope to get one up a week starting in the next couple weeks when I get my studio running properly. So we'll be having a podcast available as well, so we'll have much more input for you all. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for attending the third Burner Salon. The basic idea here is to provide an opportunity for some of the extraordinary people in our community to get their stories out and share their exploits and insights and experiences. I hope to continue this activity throughout the year, and I'm always looking to book my next speaker or two, although I must admit we're now booked up through July. There's been a lot of interest. So if you're interested in either this live session or in the pre-recorded session, I said I'm going to start doing audio podcasts. Talk to me, see me after we conclude, or send me an email. Special thanks to our gracious host, Daryl, for making his magnificent home available for the second time. I would like to remind everyone this is a Leave No Trace event, so make sure you clean up after yourself, so Daryl invites us back again. Our special guest tonight for the third salon is the handsome and talented Mr. Tom Dawkins. Good evening.
Good evening, Luga.
Well, I can tell straight off the bat that you don't even have the common courtesy and decency to be an American.
That is true.
Well, this isn't Fox News, so we're not going to grill you on that one. I have read your biography, and it's quite impressive. You've done an awful lot of things in a very short period of time. We're going to focus primarily on VibeWire, but I certainly would like, if you would like to talk about some of your other projects and efforts, of course, we'll walk down those paths as is fit. So first of all, what's your background? Where did you grow up, and where did you go to school?
All right. I was born in Perth on a stormy night in 1979. Perth is the most isolated city in the world, by the way, just a little factoid for you all. It has the cities of 1 million people and the gap to the next nearest city of 1 million people. And I think people in Perth grow up with a slightly interesting kind of vibe as a result of that. It's got a slightly frontier mentality despite being about 1.5 million people. And then we moved to Sydney, which is the largest city in Australia, when I was 10 for my mum's job. She got a promotion, she worked for the Australian Broadcasting Corporation, and so I did the rest of my schooling there, with the exception of a year that I spent in Washington State, in Spokane, Washington on exchange, from 15 to 16.
Okay, so well-rounded throughout Australia and also here in the States.
Mm-hmm.
So you're a man of the world.
Yeah, I've been able to tick off both coasts of both countries at this point.
Fantastic, fantastic. I guess this leads well into my next question, which is more of a general kind of getting to know you type thing. So you have obviously traveled throughout Australia and here in the United States. What other parts of the world have you traveled to, and what places would you like to travel to?
I've been fortunate to travel a bit, actually. My parents really believed in travel. I actually went on an enormous trip when I was 2 years old that I don't remember very well. But my parents, I think, decided that it was the last possible moment that we were portable. You know, you either take kids when they're really small and you can just kind of shove them in a bag, or then you wait until they can kind of roughly take care of themselves mid-teens. We were on a big trip around Europe when I was 2, and then we didn't travel overseas again until I was 15, and we spent about 2 months traveling through Indonesia and Singapore, and then we spent a week on Christmas Island, which is a territory of Australia, but it's much closer to Indonesia. It's just on the edge of the Marianas Trench, south of Java, and it's this amazing island. And my dad's a town planner. He was doing some work with them. It's about, I don't know, 150, 200 people live there, very small, and he was doing some work with them about the possibility of building a casino or something, a hotel. Probably something very uncool, but it's this place that's completely covered by crabs. It has this tiny island, and about 50 million crabs live on the island, and the most prominent bit is this way too much of a tangent about Christmas Island, because it's really an amazing place.
Wherever you want to take it.
And there's this particular time of year where the most common type of crab is this bright red, like fluorescent red crab that lives up in the jungles, and there's like tens of millions of them packed in this little island. Like when you walk through the forest, there's just crabs, all these different sorts of crabs. And at a particular time of year, this crab comes down to the ocean to breed, and so there's this particular week where everything is covered in red crabs. Like there's 20 million red crabs moving from the jungle to the ocean through this settlement, and it's just a carpet of crabs from it. These people just live with crabs streaming through their house, down the road. If you drive down the road, you just crunch, 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 crabs. And then you wait about a month, and then there's a billion minute red dots emerge from the ocean. These tiny baby crabs, like a few millimeters by a few millimeters, emerge, but in their, in their billions, it seems like. And there's this carpet of tiny moving redness flowing back up and down. We were there right when that was happening, and that was one of the most extraordinary experiences of my life. Very, very psychedelic. So that was when I was a teenager, and then I came to America on exchange when I was 16 for a year, and then post-university, post-high school rather, there's a tradition in Australia called Schoolies Week, where everyone goes away for a big blow-up post-high school, and get really drunk, have sex for the first time, overturn cars.
Perhaps a little more extreme than we have here in the States.
Yeah. But I didn't actually go on that as well, I was going to say, because I was saving my money, and me and a small group of friends went around Europe for a few, so I travelled around Europe for about 2 months through France, Italy, Austria, Germany, the Netherlands, England. And then, more recently, I've been through Southeast Asia a couple of times, and when we left Australia, when my wife Kate and I left Australia in April '08, we spent about 5 months travelling through Southeast Asia, mostly in Thailand and Laos, and then in Europe, spent about 6 weeks in Paris.
Is there anywhere left on this globe that you haven't been that you want to go to?
I haven't been anywhere in Central and South America. So we have
Talk to Miss also. Where's she at?
So we have a big plan that at the point at which we are ready to leave America, whether that's in 1 year or 2, we're hoping to spend a year travelling down through Central and South America. I'd like to get from here to the bottom without flying. If possible, just go overland the whole way and take about almost a year to do that.
Okay, well, impressive. Very impressive. With all that traveling and all the work you've been doing, do you have any hobbies that we might not know about? Things that you like to do that are unique to you, that are fun?
Things you don't know about Booger, things they don't.
Well,
I'm very passionate about music, and so I spent quite a number of years putting on events in Sydney. For about 5 years, I promoted dance parties and festivals, and ranging from, I ran a fortnightly event, that's every second week for those not familiar with the word fortnight. It's really good because bi-monthly, that's confusing. It could be every 2 months, twice a month, right?
bi-monthly cure.
Yeah, it does.
This is when you were going by the moniker Circuitry.
Yeah, so Circuitry is the name. I don't know if anyone's ever seen the fabulous documentary Better Living Through Circuitry. It's a documentary about the American rave scene in the early mid-90s, and I saw that in, I don't know when, mid-90s I guess, and was quite inspired by it. And that's what we took the name from. And so it ranged from putting on a fortnightly event for 4 years almost, every second Friday night in a bar, which was all down-tempo music. It was all designed to be the kind of music you listen to at home, like really, really interesting music that's great to listen to. It's not designed to be background music, but it's not designed to be dancing either, because I feel like there's kind of a certain mono-dimensionality to a lot of the dance music you hear out, because it's purely designed to get people to dance, and we'd often have to tell our DJs off and be like, people are dancing, you're doing it wrong.
Bum them out a little bit.
Yeah. But from that to five area festivals with 1,200 people and going all night, and so, and I DJ a little bit, and just generally I'm very involved in the music scene.
Is that something you hope to get back into and begin to work again with a regular scene?
Yeah, I'd like to. I kept thinking about. I haven't been able to kind of find the energy or time, to be honest, since I got to DC. I'd love to do another kind of. It was called 0 Kelvin, the regular down-tempo night, which I just think is the best name ever. Because it's very chill.
You can't get any more chill.
Yeah, exactly.
It's chill, which ties in very well with Science Party Weekend.
I know.
It ties in very well.
I keep meaning to do that again, because I really love that style of music, like really kind of deep electro, psychedelic dub, and so I'd love the opportunity to play that out. It's just a matter of getting onto it.
Okay, so music is your love, is your hobby.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Come to Playa del Fuego.
Yeah.
Would someone please see this person out of the room? Stay. Please. Show some respect. All right, so one of the things that I saw when I read through your bio, it seemed to be a consistent theme of volunteerism, organization, working youth projects. What kind of sparked your interest in using the media and the arts to reach out to people? Where did that come from?
I'm glad you asked, Booger. I had a particular experience that changed my life when I was